What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about Lucid, I want to go over some expectations for this upcoming week, what might cause some volatility in the stock price, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, you do have 2 days to really watch for, Wednesday and Thursday. So CPI on Wednesday, PPI on Thursday. Aside from that, it is going to be more of a technical driven week, especially Monday and Tuesday, as there is no Fed speakers throughout the week. That's going to disrupt the broader market. So technicals in Lucid's case aren't necessarily the best. I'm going to talk on some key points to really watch for. Companies unveiling their earnings similarly won't really be a big disruptor this week. The only one that could really move the market maybe would be GameStop, only because of them being the king of memes. And so essentially, if they do come in better than anticipated, you might have a meme kind of run similar to what happened roughly around 1 month ago, because Lucid did participate in that. Obviously, a lot of stocks, no rhyme, no reason, no news, all went up. So Lucid went up a good like 30%, something like that. And so in reality, I think this is why shorts over this last little bit have really been doubling down and really trying to take Lucid down because, like I said, no actual news itself. As of right now, though, the fear and greed index is under the fear category, so people's appetite for risk won't necessarily be there. But with CPI and PPI coming out this week, that is going to change most likely the dynamic of this. So as of right now, like I've stated, and I will continue to say, no matter what, from the data from now until September 18th, you are going to have a 25 basis point cut. The market's already priced that in. What is up for debate is if a 50 is on the table or not. So if the data does come in negative, such as, like I said, Wednesday and Thursday, you might see this increase to the likelihood of that. Right now, there is a 30% likelihood of a 50 basis point cut. So again, kind of stay tuned for that. The market did really run, I think it was like a week ago, because of negative data, and this did go up. So if CPI, for instance, is negative, you might see the likelihood of a 50 basis point increase, and the market really see that as bullish. So we'll just have to wait and see. There's 2 things planned for Lucid, one of which is this. So Lucid announces Technology and Manufacturing Day on Tuesday, September the 10th. So a lot of people seem to be now believing that this is just truly based on the title, just them showcasing their technology, nothing really new. And I hope that they do unveil the Gravity, because if it is just simply them unveiling their technology, they've been very transparent. They've done a lot of YouTube videos all about that. So again, I see like if that is the case, the market might not necessarily like this for what a lot of investors actually want it as, if that kind of makes sense. Aside from that, they did unveil that they're going to be participating on the 12th. So it is September the 12th at, I think, in the afternoon at 4:35 Central, 2:35 Pacific, but it is at the Morgan Stanley 12th Annual Laguna Conference. So in reality, that's kind of a good thing. Most likely it'll be like a 15-minute, 30-minute chat, something along those lines. I was intending on live streaming both this and also that the tech day for them on the 10th. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. But anticipate shorts to be very active. So I feel like when it comes to shorts, their plan is to break Lucid on a technical level. And as of the last 4 days, they've been very, very active. So they increased 8 million, 4 million, I think it's another 4 million, and then even on Friday, 1.83. So they've been very active. As of right now, 27.85% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 249.91 million shares. So if data such as CPI and PPI come out negative, anticipate shorts to be rather active. And actually, to be fully honest, I think they might be even active on Monday and Tuesday to try and bring Lucid down on a technical stance. Leading into this week though, so for the September 6th chain, you do see with Lucid closing at above that 350 point. So you have, looking at the open interest, roughly around 4,000 in open interest that's going to be considered in the money. So it won't really cause that big of a spike up, as market makers come Monday will kind of buy and adjust all of that. So it's going to be kind of a nothing burger for that. But for this upcoming week, you don't see a lot of strong walls of resistance due to options. So currently 4,000 at that $4 strike price, 5,000 at the 450, 1,000 at the 350. So essentially you won't see market makers trying to or have any financial interest in really bringing Lucid down. Possibly there might be this right here. So currently 16,000 at that 250 strike price for the September 20th. So you might have them try to bring it below 250 by that date. So we'll just have to wait and see. But as of the last little bit, you've had mixed results on institutions. So based on my last video yesterday, I did talk on how some institutions have been buying, but that might be for the wrong reasons, because conveniently shorts have always been very kind of overextended, and typically, more common than not, there's a limited supply of Lucid shares. So when it comes down to it, a lot of people are wondering, like, how the hell are all these shares popping up? It is because of the large entities such as BlackRock, Vanguard, and many others. They buy, as you can kind of see, just based on September the 5th, even first thing on the 6th, there was a lot of buying that was happening. But at the same time, if you match this with the available shares for shorting purposes, there's just buying occurring just to lend out shares. So a little bit of manipulation that is happening behind the scenes. So definitely that could happen as well this week. But as of right now, with it at $3.57, it is trading between this S3 and this S2. So this was kind of the saving grace on Friday. So it did have a low of $3.49, and then looking right here, $3.72 is going to be the next strong resistance. Kind of just watch out for both of those. I'm looking at the 4-hour chart as well, just to give you a good overview of very strong support and resistance points. Looking at the 1 day, you do see basically $3.13 and then $3.75 to be strong support and resistance points. But Monday and Tuesday, and like I said, shorts are really tried to bring Lucid down on a technical stance level, because if I move this over here, so based on Friday, it did transition from the higher to the lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. A lot of stocks did, in fact, so I think it's not just Lucid that's kind of breaking down, it is just kind of the whole market. But shorts know with that 50-day moving average, if they're able to kind of get it below that for 2 consecutive trading days, which right now that 50-day moving average is roughly around 340, if they are able to break it below that point, then Lucid most likely will be hitting kind of lower lows, as what they were really doing here. So shorts were very active during this time period, but luckily enough, the broader market really kind of kept it in limbo a little bit, and I think there was a little bit more optimism associated to the Gravity. Peter was doing some interviews at the time, so I think Lucid was relatively active during that period, so that kind of kept it afloat. But anticipate short to really try to bring Lucid down below that 50-day moving average, which in my opinion it will be touched. Whether it holds or not, I'm leaning more towards the no side, but again, I think it will all come down onto these two things. So the conference as well as that manufacturing day, because if they don't unveil the Gravity on this day, clearly it's anyone's guess. Most likely it'll be correlated close to their upcoming earnings, so that means it would be somewhere around October. So another just postponement in the eyes of, I guess, Wall Street. So I think similar to what I mentioned last week, a lot of the data points were signaling kind of cautiously optimistic, but more commonly it was going to pull back down. I think the same kind of case is happening right now, that things could go right for Lucid, but I think there's a lot of data points that is all signaling for Lucid to continue its downtrend this week. And I think it just comes down to shorts. Some people might disagree, but shorts do dictate exactly what the hell happens with Lucid, and it's been that case for a very long time. So I think just Lucid needs to really get their shit together, because by them getting and moving in the right direction, not just doing kind of half-ass updates, kind of Easter egg kind of updates and stuff like that, institutions won't invest based on that. They want to invest on actual credible information, and that is going to be that deciding and push that shorts need to leave, is institutions truly buying, not just to buy for the purposes of lending out shares. So I think in reality this week might be a little bit negative, but what do I know, right? Let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Where do you guys see things going? Do you think it is going to potentially be pushing down this week, or do you think it is going to reverse back into maybe the $4 range? Throw your price predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, even though Lucid does what it wants, goes up, down, sideways, all over the place, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is a kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.